And he actually let me sit in every night for 7 days. So it was crazy because before I ever got into Mars Volta, which I got into Mars Volta sitting in also, I was sitting in with all my drum teachers, with Dennis, with other people who, just let me. And it just helped me not to be really scared of anything. Like I was always used to going and playing a song that I didn't know, or I knew half the song. And then when the bridge come up, I'm messing up the whole bridge. But like I'm 10, so they just let me slide. But so I was pretty used to that. So after growing up a little bit, I ended up going to a drum store, and and Dennis, prior to me going to his drum store, sent me 100 pairs of sticks with my name on them and his name on them. And he sent me like a box of cymbals from Zildjian, and I'm 10 years old, losing my mind at this point. And the following week, a drum store called Drum World, where Tony Williams used to work at, he used to actually be a teacher, and one of the guys that's at DW, they used to work there. I was there playing, and they were having a big drum thing, almost like this, and the lady who sent me sticks when Dennis was at Regal was Carol Collado. And she was there, and that was actually my first endorsement. She gave me an endorsement that day, and I ended up meeting a guy from Pearl named, I don't remember his name, but, they're not in Pearl. But, no, so I ended up meeting him, and then they hooked me up with Zildjian, and that's how I ended up getting endorsed at 10 years old. And it wasn't like me pushing the door down. It was just me at a drum store playing because I love to play. Like, I've been in millions of drum stores till this day, like not even a year ago, till this day in drum stores, and I'll just play. And they'll be in the back, and they'll be like, "Can you stop because we need to pick up the phones. We can't hear the phones." Like, I always love to play. So after that, I ended up going to high school. We lied again and told them I lived in the school district, and I lived outside the district. And it was like a school that was kind of prestigious jazz school. And prior to that, in middle school, I would basically almost get kicked out of the band because I would always tune the drums down because I knew how to tune the drums, and dude would always like ding ding, have them all sounding all terrible. And so when I got to high school, I was just as psyched about playing with people who knew how to play and was down to have fun. And I went to high school, and Joshua Redman went to my high school, Benny Green, a lot of other famous jazz musicians that I won't mention because I'll just start messing up their names. And we started doing a lot of jazz festivals and competitions like a lot of high schools, and they had a Berklee School of Music scholarship audition. And the reason I knew about Berklee was because I used to look at Modern Drummer, and all my favorite drummers went there, like Vinny, Steve Smith, Alan Dawson taught there. I knew a lot of it by just being an impressionable young kid. Like I would go through Modern Drummer, and I would go buy records, not off because I knew the drummer, but because of the drum set. I'm like, you see that drummer? Who is Neil Peart? Blah, 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 blah. I would trip off the drum set. Like it had nothing to do with anything other than the drum set. And I was young, and I never grew up in a rock household. My family listened to R&B and a lot of gospel and some rock. I had a couple uncles that was into Prince really hard, but for the most part it was just R&B and gospel. So I had to backtrack on a lot of that stuff. But I was impressionable, watching TV, watching all the hair metal bands like Slaughter, Metallica. I could go through Poison, all the bands that was on TV with tight pants on. Like I used to watch all that, and I used to trip on it just for the visuals, just the fact of it seemed like it was fun. And so after I ended up going for the scholarship, and I just played how I played at the time. I was 15 years old. I just played. By that time I guess I was playing for 12 years. So I was just playing how I was playing. And, if you ask me now, I'd be like, was you killing? I'd be like, not really. It was all right. You know what I'm saying? And I got a scholarship. And if I didn't get that scholarship, I wouldn't have even been able to go there. So I don't even know what college I would have went to because I didn't have the money to pay for college. And I just tell you this stuff to tell you that I didn't get up here overnight. Like, you know what I'm saying? Some people don't know any of my, where I came from. So I ended up getting a scholarship, going to Berklee. It was cold as hell. And before I got to Berklee, I was already gigging with people and gigging around town. Every time I left for, summer, I would get a gig. And I was there for 2 years. And then I ended up leaving. And then after I left, I was at home for about 3-4 years. And everybody's looking at me like, I wasn't at home. I was doing gigs, but everybody's looking at me like, why did you leave school? Blah, 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 blah. And I ended up doing a YouTube with a guy. And he woke me up at 7:30 in the morning. And I start setting up any drum set, like just any drum, silver, blue, red, broke. I didn't care because it was 7 in the morning and I was hungover. And So I started setting up any drum, and that led to craziness because that's how Omar found me. Because he looked on YouTube and he thought I looked like Peter Tosh, and he's like, God, this dude kind of looked like Peter Tosh, and he called me. So he called me. He's like, hey, come to Cleveland to hang out. So I'm like, all right, I like hanging out. It's Halloween. So I hang out. I get there, and Flea is flying around as a wicked witch. And I'm laughing because I'm like, I'm just here to hang out. And so I started, partying. It's Halloween. And he's like, no, don't drink too much. You're going to play tonight. I'm like, all right. And we go in the back room. We start jamming on something. And he was like, we're going to play that tonight. I'm like, all right. And the reason I talked about the beginning of it is because I was always sitting in. So for me to sit in with Omar, like, all right, I don't care. And I don't know, we start playing, and the first thing I see is the lead singer just running the crowd. And he's like grabbing babies, he's grabbing sunglasses off people, he's grabbing people's drinks, he's drinking it, he's grabbing people's hats, throwing it in the air. And I'm on the drums, like, laughing, like, this is crazy. Like, you see this dude? And after that, it was just, he asked me if I want to be in a band, and it was just a journey just of me just, like, not caring. Like, I've been the person who just, like, let's go. Want to do 1 million records in 1 year? Let's do it. You want to do this? Oh, you want me to solo over this guy's verse? You sure? All right, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And that's what has got me here. Like, I think that's why I say being weathered. If I was weathered, I would have thought to myself, I don't know if I want to do any of this. You know what I'm saying? And I would have been thinking, and like, I didn't think, and that's why I'm here. And I thank you guys for coming, because I trip out on, I do these clinics, to tell you the truth. I do these clinics because I've had 1 million people give to me. Like, I've been getting drums for free almost since, like, I was 10 years old. I've been getting cymbals for free. People have been showing me all their licks. I've been stealing everybody's licks. My drum teacher basically gave me every modern drummer that he had before I was even born. So I got this massive collection of modern drummers. So I've had all these people give me all these things, like give me gigs, give me talent, give me all kind of whatever they give me. So I do this to give back to all the people, because I can't give you guys each $5. So it's cool to, get to share what I know and my talent. And I hope that you guys, feel free to have fun and ask me whatever you want, because I'll answer. And I'm going to play more songs for you. That is, I don't know the name of the record. I've been doing a lot of records, so I'm just going to play songs for you. Good.